Welcome to our training programs. My name is Harold Mori and I'm your resource speaker for today. And for this day, I'm going to discuss about the overview of the accounting standards. But before we proceed to the training, I would like to thank the SGC and the ICP group of companies to give us an opportunity to conduct as one of your resource speaker for this training session. So, overview of the accounting standards. So, what should we speak about this topic? So, ano pa ba yung dapat nating matutunan pagkatapos ng training na ito? So, I'm going to show you first what are the learnings objectives of this topic. So, basically, the learning objectives of this topic are the basic objectives of accounting financial reporting. Number 2 is review the branches of accounting. Number 3 is meaning of accounting standards. Number 4, what are the importance of accounting standards in our life as an accountant and why we use it. So number 5, objectives, advantage, benefits, and limitation of the accounting standard. Number 6 is what is the main purpose of introducing accounting standard. So first, yung nabanggit ko kanina, first we will be able to know the basic objectives of accounting standards through financial and reporting, no? So then the meaning of definition of accounting standards. So why we use it, these accounting standards. So what is the importance and purpose of accounting standards? So what is the role of accounting standards in our life as an accountant? So we'll be able to learn also, as I mentioned before, the objectives, the advantages, the benefits, and limitation of the accounting standards. So what is the main purpose also for introducing the accounting standard? So there are so many users kasi na companies who require this called accounting standards. So globally, so it means we are not only the one using the accounting standard, which is globally siya. Pag binanggit ng globally, pati yung sa ibang bansa. So they are using as a accounting standard also. So number 7 is the history of accounting standards. So number 8 is standard setting organization and accounting standard setting body. So ito yung mga setting bodies natin ngayon sa existing sa Philippines, no? So next, what are the role of IESB or the International Accounting Standard Board, difference between the IFRS versus the US GAAP. So accounting standard yan. So number 11 is difference between the IESB or IAS, International Accounting Standard versus the PAS or Philippine Accounting Standards. And lastly, the Q&A. So as I mentioned before, we learned the history, no, of accounting standards, kung saan siya galing, which is origin, then why it was being created, and who originally creates this, and of course, how it was being created. So third, next is they will be able to define what is the meaning of accounting standard setting bodies. So isa-isahin natin yan. And standard setting organization also, no? So what are the organizations who have been created accounting standards? So why is it important for us to have an accounting standard? So medyo magkakaroon po tayo ng storytelling dito sa discussion natin. So fourth, as I mentioned, yung difference between the FASB versus the US GAAP, accounting standard between the IASB versus the IFRS. So we will be able to learn also the role of IASB. And then listing on all the different standard setting bodies of the Philippines. Yung kanina, as I mentioned, na malalaman natin yung nung ginagamit natin ngayon, no? Existing sa setting bodies of the Philippines. So, pero as I mentioned, wag muna tayong lumalayo sa topic natin, which is yung ano natin ngayon di-discuss yung accounting setting bodies of the Philippines. So lastly, yung mention ko kanina din before na yung questions and answers po natin. So guys, are you ready? Hoping na meron tayong matutunan nito, no? So please limit your ears for about 1.5 hours, I guess. So okay, let's start. So start with, I know most of the attendees here also are the accountants or kung meron mang iba. So hopefully na makukuha yung ano natin, yung main natin ngayon. So alam naman natin yung accounting is maraming standard yan, di ba? So we'll be able to deal a lot of accounting standards. So it is very important for us na alam natin kung ano yung mga accounting standards para ma-record natin yung maayos ang iba't ibang mga accountable business transaction. These accounting standards are rule and regulation na siyang sinusunod ng mga business and companies. So, especially ng mga accountants like us, every time we record a transaction upang maayos at sakto yung pagre-represent at pagre-report natin sa financial information through financial statements. So now, saan ba galing itong accounting standards? So, ginagamit natin in accounting, di ba? So, ginagamit ng business and companies, especially sa mga accountants. Who is responsible of creating them? So, yan ang isa sa mga topics na dapat nating i-discuss para malaman natin kung ano ba talaga itong tinatawag na accounting standards at paano ito nabuo. But before we proceed to our discussion, we'll define what is an accounting standard. So, let us discuss first the introduction part. So, the basic objectives of accounting is to communicate financial information to its users, like shareholders, creditors, government, and other different stakeholders through financial statement. Hence, we considered accounting as a language of business. So, language of business, no? So, kadalasan gumagamit nito yung accounting natin, accounting standard, which is the accountant, which is sila yung kinukuha nila sa accountancy or mga BSBE or kaya mga merong subject na accounting. So, kung iba talagang ano, yung kurso nito is medyo mahirapan kasi during our college days, merong iba-ibang mga language. Halimbawa, yung IT, yung mga programmer, iba-iba, di ba? So, pero kung tama yung pagga-guide natin sa ano, sa accounting standard natin ginagamit, pero kahit yung boss natin hindi accountant, makikita niya kaagad yung ano, kasi maganda yung pagre-represent natin. So, number 2 is it is difficult to communicate if the language is different. So yung nabanggit ko kanina 'no, so there must be uniformity in language. So kumbaga ano siya, yung standard yung ginagamit natin. So hence for effective and efficient communication, language must be the same. So to create uniformity in accounting by eliminating miscommunication. So it is possible by introducing of common set of standard known as a accounting standard. So as I mentioned before, na kailangan ano siya, kung ano yung standards, yun ang gagamitin natin. Kasi alam natin yung accounting kasi it's an art, 'di ba? So next slide. So objectives of financial reporting. So before we proceed to the history and reason why we have the accounting standard, let's let's first try to understand the objectives of general purpose of financial reporting on which we use these accounting standards. So the primary objectives of our principle of our financial reporting is to provide financial information about the reporting entity that is useful to present potential equity to investors, lenders, and other creditors in making decision about the providing resource to the entity. So technically, we have various users not only limited to investors, lenders, and creditors, but also the customers, no? So the owners, the managers, and supervisors, even though the auditors and accountants. So, but overall, financial reporting is being used in order for various users to be used in decision making. Tama siya kasi ano bang pagbabasihan nila? So dapat yung ano talaga, yung financial reporting mo which is to follow nagfo-follow siya sa accounting standard na ginagamit natin. So so since it used for decision making, hindi ba dapat lang na there should be standardized? So why not, 'di ba? So we have to report and also the basis should be substantiated by various accounting standards. So tama siya na meron siyang standardized na ginagamit o pinagbabasihan or basis. So right? So we will proceed to another slide for the branches of accounting. So during our college days, alam natin na maraming mga branches of accounting and then mayroon sa mga subgroup, pero ito yung pinaka ginagamit natin ano as an accountant na nagtatrabaho ngayon 'no. So the branches of accounting are the financial accounting, the management accounting, the cost accounting, the auditing, the government accounting. Oh, tama kayo narinig, government accounting kasama 'yan even though we are not holding a government or other reference na sa gobyerno na pag-ano sa atin. So we will tackle din also kasi part sa branch of accounting. The tax accounting, the accounting education which is not this which is narinig natin na education na mga ano lang siya sa for the education, but this is for the all the profession. So yung kanina, I will discuss this, no? Accounting standards based on their meaning for the branches of accounting. So normally the financial accounting, when we talk about financial accounting, is focused on more on process of analyzing, recording, classifying, then summarizing the financial information to have an output, which are called financial statement. On which yung nabanggit natin kanina ng mga users, no, will make use of them for decision making. So the primary output of financial accounting is our general purpose is financial statement. So tama siya, no? Yung financial accounting, yung final output niya is financial statement. So dapat standard yung ginagamit natin. So after that, I believe also after the financial statement is meron tayong tinatawag for the auditing na yung ina-audit nila, yung audited FS, no? Yung audited financial statement. So but later on we'll discuss that one. So next, the management accounting naman is management accounting is using the financial accounting report in order for them to generate some sort, tama siya, of strategy, even management decision making or even information to manage the business. So technically, the financial accounting is focusing more on external users. So while our management accounting is using financial information to generate organizational strategies, which it caters more on internal users. Kumbaga, internal siya. Kasi ano eh, yung managerial kasi yung decision nito eh, di ba? So another branch of accounting is the cost accounting. Tama yun, cost accounting. Kung ikaw, kung magaling ka sa cost accounting kasi magaling ka ano doon sa mga fixed cost and variable. So the accounting no more on cost accumulation. So or controlling the cost of the products or services. So when we say cost is a costing na kailangan magkakaroon tayo ng revenue. So but we will not discuss this further, no, because our focus now is the accounting standards. So but we have also the auditing. So auditing is refers to the independent verification. So when we say independent, which wala, neutral lang siya of the financial reports generated in financial accounting because we want to improve the reliability of the particular financial information on which the user will make use din for decision making. So ano siya, ang ibig sabihin nito is auditing, which is titingnan niya yung financial report, neutral lang siya. Kung meron siya nakita, i-ano niya, i-verify niya tapos ipa-correct niya kung ano yung tama. Kasi alam naman natin we are not perfect, 'di ba? So meron talaga pagkakamali tayo, which is we accept that. So dapat din kung ano yung makikita nila, ano hindi natin na, "Uy, tama ba 'to or hindi ba?" So i-evaluate din siya. So next for the auditing is the government accounting. Yes, tama po kayo, narinig is government accounting, but this branch accounting is focus more on the government funds goes. So medyo hindi masyado natin matakol sa ano natin kung sa ating client kasi mostly yung ano nila, yung related nito is for the government siya. So, kaya another would tax accounting, so which is normally alam na natin 'to, as a focusing on preparation of the tax returns and some sort of tax consideration in business. And lastly, the accounting education. So, this branch of accounting is overseeing that there is a continuation of the accounting professions. So dili pala siya ano, mga education, so accounting profession siya. So branches of accounting that we just run them through remind that we have branches of accounting and categorize and accounting standards are more applicable for financial accounting. So since the financial statements are being prepared in accordance with accounting standards. So these are the branches of accounting, guys, no. Hopefully na-refresh tayo sa branches of accounting during our college days din also, no. So what is an accounting standard? So right now we will be starting the discussion how does this accounting standards being developed, no? So let's proceed first in understanding what is an accounting standard. So ibig sabihin, ano ba itong accounting standards na sinasabi natin? So technically, pag accounting standards from the word itself, standards meaning these are guidelines. So tama siya. The rules, the principles, the procedure which represent the accounting concepts and define the practice of financial reporting. at a particular time. So, this is actually the basis, no? Kasi ano siya, standard siya, di ba? The rules on which how are we going to report the FS, financial statement properly. So, di ba parang ano lang yan, pag sinasabi natin standardized or standard, may basihan yan or basis. Hindi naman kasi pwede na we're just going to report out of nowhere. We should have a strong basis for accounting. That will be our accounting standards. O, kasi kung tatanungin ka kung minyapulit mo lang yan, so kung nakalimutan mo pero so malalaman ni boss na, "Hay, hindi pala standards yung ginagamit niya." So, which is the main purpose why we have the accounting standards is to ensure that we have reporting is relevant financial information. So, that will be used by the various users in decision making. So, yan. Pag tinitingnan ng boss natin, even though he or she not accountant or BE or BSBE or commerce, 'pag na-familiarize niya yung ano, yung standards at saka ang ginagamit ng accountant din niya is a standard. So, she or he can easily ano siya, makapag-decide doon kasi, ay ito pala, oh, so 'di ba? So 'di ba mas maganda mag-decide ka na alam mong may basihan at yung basihan ng desisyon mo is actually based on some sort of principles na masasabi mo na tama talaga or even sumusunod tayo sa standard all over the world. Okay? So that's what accounting standard is. So next, the accounting standards other meaning, no? So I have here some definitions of accounting standards. So number one is our rules and regulation and principles introduced to eliminate miscommunication. As I before, yung kanina. So to create uniformity in the language, language na naman siya, information that accounting communication with its user. Kumbaga system lang yan, di ba? So these are networks of board guidelines. I will discuss that first, no? So ito pala yung accounting standards, guys. Ito yung tinatawag na standardized guiding principle na nagde-determine ng mga policies and practices ng financial accounting. So, it is not only improve the transparency of financial reporting but also facilitates financial accountability. So, meaning, these are basic policy documents. So, their main aim is to ensure transparency, reliability, consistency, and comparability of the financial statement. So, they do so by the standardizing accounting policies and principles of nation or economy. So the transactions of all companies will be recorded in a similar manner if they follow this accounting standard. So second, these are networks of board policies, rules and procedures that represent the general accepted principles. So which define the practice of financial reporting at a particular time. So basically, these accounting standards are issued by the accounting body or a regulatory board, sometimes by the government directly. So, yung number two. So, the other one is the basic policy document. So, when we say that basic policy document is refers to it's created by the approved and legitimate authority to be applied while preparing accounts. So, legitimate siya, no? So, dapat yung ginagamit talaga is yung approved and have an authority. So, next is issued by expert accounting body or government. So later, di-discuss natin yung standard setting organization, no? This one, no? So setting bodies in the international in the Philippines. So next is to provide set of accounting policies. So next, standard valuation norms. Next is a lead down disclosure requirements. So this one is those ensure comparability. So hindi lang to ensure comparability, no? But the main aim of the accounting standard is to ensure, as I mentioned before, yung transparency, yung reliability, yung consistency and comparability of the financial statements. So here are the most significant is in order to compare two financial statements of different companies. Both the companies must follow the same rules o kahit ano siya, ibang company siya, yung accounting standard, pareho yung ginagamit nila. So because the same set rules, regulation will prepare the accounts, it is possible for the investors to other readers of financial statements made a proper comparison. So, pwede pala siyang gawa ng comparison, no? No? So, the main aim is to improve the reliability, as I mentioned, of financial statement now because the financial statement have to be following the standards. So the users can rely on them. So they know that not conforming to the standards can have serious consequences for the company. So, kumbaga, meron talagang pina-follow siya. Oo. So, yung comparison din kasi yung FFS o financial statement o financial report, kung nagtatrabaho na tayo nagtatrabaho tayo sa isang company, meron talaga yung mga comparison monthly, quarter, or annual. So, which is tama yung ano niya, yung other definition niya. So, there is comparability, no? Yung kanina nasabi ko kanina, so following these standards, we allow for interim and intra-firm comparison. So kung sa loob lang siya, this allows us to check the progress of the firm and its position in the market. So dapat malaman din ng accountant yon. So next is, so pwede ito i-compare, no? Kung nabanggit ko kanina, no? Yung FS sa ibang companies kasi same lang naman sila ng ginagamit accounting standard. Oo. So, yung kanina din, yung standardized and accounting policies and principles nation, what are the policies and principles that followed in the particular nation also, no? Yung kanina. So, the transaction of all companies will be recorded in a similar manner, okay? If they follow this accounting standard. As I mentioned earlier, the objective is to create uniformity in the preparation of financial statement through this accounting standard so that the comparability is possible between the two different organizations. So, next slide is why we use accounting standards. Bakit ba natin ito ginagamit lalo na sa mga malalaking companies as a business? So, mostly we know already of this one, but as I mentioned before, magkaroon tayo ng storytelling or we refresh this one also, no? So, number one is accounting standards ensure that the financial statements are prepared fairly and consistently across the business. So, without accounting standards, users of financial statements will be required to understand accounting principles of its company whose financial statements are under study. So, next is its publicly traded company in particular jurisdiction is required to report their financial statement following the accounting standards adopted by them. So, tama siya. So, next slide is why is the importance of accounting standards in our life as an accountant? So, medyo matanong-tanong tayo dito as an accountant. Sa mga listener ngayon din na mga accountant, so dapat tanungin natin yung sarili, why is it important, no? So basically, we already tackle this in the first, so how many slides na ng ano na yung PowerPoint natin, pero I think we know already this also, no, but during our college days also, but we will discuss this. So accounting plays a vital role in running a business because it helps you track income and expenditure. So, in short, statutory compliance and provide investors, management and government with quantitative financial information, which can be used in making business decisions. So, in overview, the FS or the audited FS, makikita doon kung ano na yung kalagayan ng company nila. So, why is the importance of accounting standards in our life as an accountant? Kasi tayo din mag-explain sa boss natin, 'di ba? So, next slide is the objectives of accounting standards. So, kung yung last slide natin is the importance of accountant for the accounting standards. So, these are the objectives of accounting standards. So, number one is to bring the uniformity in financial reporting. So, as I was saying earlier, the uniformity is the significant area when accounting is applied to create the uniformity in preparation of the financial statements for the purpose of reading and making comparison. So, number two is to ensure consistency. So, consistency kasi yung objectives kasi ng accounting standards, di ba? In financial statement. So, published by various organizations. So, consistency must be there whatever policies and procedure the company is following, o kahit anong mga ano diyan, mga not accounting standard, even though the other policies, which is yung consistency nandoon talaga siya para hindi pa bago-bago, di ba? There should be consistently followed by the company in order to create comparability. So number three is to enhance the credibility of accounting information. So the information furnished must be credible. Number four is to improve the quality of financial reporting. So the reporting of financial transaction, the financial data should must be improved quality so that it should be easy to user to make proper decision. So number 5, to ensure the adequate disclosure of accounting principles. So the companies must disclose all the accounting rules and regulations and principles that followed by the company for the preparation of the financial statement. So there should be a guideline. So it also looks to provide one set of accounting policies that include the necessary disclosure requirements and evaluation methods of various financial transactions. So number 6 is to make sure the accounting practice is conformity with the provision of applicable law, customs, usage, the business environment of the accounting. So if we talk about objectives, there are some also advantage of the accounting standards. These are the uniformity and consistency in financial reporting. So bumalik sa uniformity and consistency, di ba? So maganda talaga pag nagagamit tayo ng accounting standards. So uniformity and consistency in financial reporting is considered as one of the most advantages because it's enabled the user to make prudent or wise or proper decision. So dapat consistent at saka uniform talaga yung paggawa mo ng mga FS na dyan na or not even the FS for the accounting procedures or accounting roles natin sa company natin kung tama talaga which is ito talaga yung pinakamabilis, di ba? Uniformity and consistency to have a proper decision. So number 2 is provides guidelines to accountants and auditors. O tama siya because this accounting standards play significant role as a guidance or support for the accountants auditors to prepare and audit the financial report. So as I said before, yung 8 branches, so connection siya. So which is pagtingin pa naman doon ng mga accountants sa mga auditors, kung tama yung paglalagay mo doon, you have follow the guidelines or the principles or the standards. So madali silang gagawa ng financial statement through the audited through the financial statement through the patungong audited FS. So number 3, it minimizes the scope of creative accounting or twisting the accounting policies for favorable information. So twisting mean to say, kung mahirapan sila, twist na lang nila. So hindi tama yun. So twisting the accounting. So ito kasi yung kadalasan kasi, di ba? So here accounting refers to the manipulation and putting the idea of accounting for favorable manner. So twisting the accounting policies for favorable information. So there was a manipulation and creativity of the accounting will be minimized. So that the standard rules and regulation will be followed in preparation of accounting financial statements. So number 4 is it prevents the manipulations of accounting information. So same thing what we have discussed earlier, manipulation refers to the changing the data of accounting. So that we can place the readers of financial statement. Dapat consistent talaga siya at saka uniform. So next is to ensure timely availability of accounting information. So the accounting standard also provides set of rules and regulation and principles so that accounting will be generated the data of the accounting or the financial statement will be generated periodically and it will be available to the readers. So tama siya. So number 6, it facilitates the subjective valuation of companies. So in the sense of subjective valuation, it refers to the focus valuation of the organization can be done through the accounting standard, which can be easily providing guidance to the readers of financial statement to form an opinion. So, basically, no, always mention natin yung accounting standards talaga yung ginagamit natin, no? Gagamitin natin pala. Okay. So, dadako tayo sa no kasi kung merong advantages, merong limitations, so meron din siyang benefits of accounting standards, di ba? So number 1 is that attains uniformity in accounting. So accounting standards provide rules for standard treatment. So and recording of transactions. They even have a standard format for financial statements. So these are steps in saving uniformity in accounting methods. So meron siyang steps na ginagamit para makuha yung uniformity in accounting. Number 2, to improve reliability of financial statements. So there are many stakeholders of company that they rely on the FS or financial statements for their information. So, totoo yun. Tama yung as I said kasi doon tayo natingin talaga. So, many of these stakeholders base their decision on the data provided by this financial statement. So then there are also potential investors who will make their investment decision based on the financial statement also. So it is essential this statement present a true and fair picture of the financial situation of the company. So dapat kung ano yung nandoon, yan talaga ang ibibigay mo, yung present a true and fair pictures of financial situation. Wag doktor-doktor. So the accounting standards or AS ensure this. They make sure the statements are reliable and trustworthy. So next is the prevents frauds and accounting manipulation. So accounting standards lay down the accounting principles and methodologies that all entities must follow. So one outcome of this is that management of entity cannot manipulate with financial data. So hoping walang manipulation. So following the standard is not optional. It is compulsory. So when we talk about the accounting standard, ito talaga yung compulsory which is not optional. So kung ano yung accounting standards natin paggawa ng financial statement papuntang audited FS, dapat yun ang sinusunod natin sa mga company. So these standards make it difficult for the management to misrepresent any financial information. It even makes it harder for them to commit any fraud. So tayo as a SGC and SCB group of companies, sinasanay tayo sa management natin na anti-fraud tayo. So ito na yun, no, yung nabanggit ko ngayon, no, nire-refresh natin. So number 4 is assess auditors. So now the accounting standards lay down all the accounting policies, rules, regulations, and etc. writing format. These policies have to followed. So if an auditor checks that policies have been correctly followed, he can be assured that FS or the financial statement are true and fair. So connected siya doon sa ano, no, sa last natin nung discuss kanina. So number 5 is comparability. So this another major objectives of accounting standard, since all entities of the country follow the same set of standard financial accounts, become comparable to some extent. So the users of the financial statement can analyze, compare the financial performance of various companies before taking any decision. So also, two statements of the company from different years can be compared. Yung as I mentioned before also, yung company kasi pag nagre-report yan, meron niyang comparison, 'di ba, comparability. So tinitingnan niya yung ano, yung monthly versus the monthly, tapos yung quarterly versus the quarterly or annually, other years, previous years. So this will show growth curve of the company to the users. So number 6 is determine managerial accountability. So OECD accounting standards help measure the performance of the management of the entity. So it can help measure the management ability to increase profitability, maintain the solvency of the firm. So the others, such important financial duties of the management. So there are also management must wisely choose their accounting policies. Constant change in accounting policies lead to confusion. So dapat walang abrupt, di ba? So dapat follow talaga tayo sa standard. So for the user of this financial statement, so also the principles of consistency and comparability are lost. So tama siya. Kasi kung mag-constant kayo, hindi na niyo pinapalo. So dapat i-a-apply pa yung auditing na yan. Kung ano yung chine-check yan or kung magawa tayo according to the principles or guidelines. So ayan guys, no, na-discuss na natin yung objectives and benefits ng accounting standards. So now, may mga objectives and benefits, meron din naman itong mga limitations. So hindi lang pala love ang may limitations. No? Okay, let's continue po, no? So sa next slides natin yung kanina, hindi pala love, yung limitation pala, yung accounting standards. So aside having benefits and advantages of accounting standards, so these are the limitation, no? So number 1, limitation no, number 1 is difficulty between choosing alternative. So, as I mentioned before, yung lab, huwag kayong mag-choosing other alternatives sa dapat isa lang. So, isa lang din yung standard yung ginagamit natin. So, this topic also, isa lang din yung standard na gagamitin natin sa company, yung accounting standard. So, difficulty between choosing alternatives. So, it brings a lot of rigidity into the method of accounting. So, when you have the lots of rules and regulation and policy standards, it creates problem or difficulty for the accountant to follow all the accounting standards. So, remember to implement to apply while preparing the accounting of the particular education. As I said before, kung mamili ka sa lab mo, tapos marami sila, mahirapan ka talaga. So, dapat isa-isa lang. Huwag namang marami, di ba? So, number 2, restricted scope. So, accounting standard cannot override the laws or the statutes. They have to frame with the confines of the laws forbidding at time. So that can limit their scope to provide the best policies for the situation. So here we can consider it as limitation because this scope of accounting standards can be minimized and best accounting standards cannot be produced with the help of the prevailing rules, law of the land of the particular nations. So that can be treated as one of the limitations. So tama siya. Number 3 is some specific unique situation may need creative solution but accountants are forced to adhere to existing accounting standards. So some particular situation with accountants need to apply their creativity. So mean to say yung pagka-creative natin nandyan siya. So if there is situation also, so we can create also our own creativity kasi kumbaga nga yung accounting is just an art or creativity. So some specular situation with accountants need to apply their creativity skills for the preparation of accountant which is not done possible. So okay, so after I discuss the limitations, so tutako naman tayo sa what is the main purpose of introducing accounting standard. So their main aim is to ensure transparency, reliability, yung kanina na mention consistency and comparability of the financial statement. Yung dalawa no na mention natin kanina which is consistency and comparability of the financial statement. So they do so by standardizing accounting policies and principles of nation and or economy. So why we use accounting standards, di ba? So bakit ba natin ito ginagamit lalo na sa mga malalaking companies at a business? So practically, we will use this to have a standardized. So one is accounting standard ensure that the financial statements are prepared fairly and consistently across the business. So dapat talaga siya, fairly siya and consistently, not constant, ha? So without accounting standard, using of financial statement will be required to understand the accounting principles in each company whose financial statements are undercover. Yung kanina, no? Na-mention natin kanina yung ano. So number 2, each publicly traded company in particular jurisdiction is required to report their financial statement the following accounting standards adopted by them. So klarong-klaro, yung fairly at saka yung consistently in a business. So now, we will proceed to the history of the accounting standards. Medyo mahaba-haba to no kasi when we talk about the history, kailangan natin ibasahin yung history bakit nagkaroon tayo ng accounting standards. Even though in the outside of the countries or in the Philippines. So guys seatbelt muna tayo for this slide. So history of accounting standards. So before the development of accounting standards, each company develop and use their own approach to prepare and reporting the financial information. So hindi pa tayo na pinanganak ito. Dati pala yung mga ninuno natin. So meron na silang pinaplano ng accounting standard pero hindi lang masyado pa-update kasi hindi pa masyado updated dati. So meron na sila palang sinusunod that time. So their own approach, no? So in the 1930s, following the stock market crash, the American Institute, so American talaga yung nag-umpisa, no, of accountants, in partnership with the New York Stock Exchange or NYSE, formed the Committee on Accounting Procedure or the CAP. Ito yung dati, which recommended 5 broad principles accounting. So historically, accounting and auditing in the Philippines has been heavily influenced practice of the United States. So kumbaga doon tayo kumuha sa United States ng idea. So more recently, efforts have been made to adapt the IES or the International Accounting Standards or international accounting standards and auditing to national circumstances. So, however, there are gaps between the current international standards and the applicable Philippine standards. So, meron silang gap, no? And in the compliance of Philippine standards. So, tayo, nag-establish tayo ng sa atin, yung accounting standards in 1929, which is the PICPA. So, ito yung tinatawag na Philippine Institute of Certified Public Accountants. So, ito yung is the one of the oldest professional accountancy bodies in the Asia. So, the passage of Accountancy Act 1923 led to the creation of Board of Accountancy or the BUA with authority to issue certificate for certified public accountants. So the PICPA presently lack effective mechanism either for monitoring members' professional activities or taking appropriate actions against errant members. So these are the gaps in the capacity of the SEC or the Security Exchange Commissions and the central bank to the monitor and enforce rules and regulation with reference to accounting, auditing, and financial reporting by the enterprises under regulatory authority. So ito na yung sa atin, no? So the Board of Accountancy under the PRC or the Professional Regulation Profession Commission that has the authority and responsibility to regulate the accounting profession. So yung mga profession pala dito pala yung sa under pala sa PRC. So but it is handicapped by the lack of resources. So policy of recommendation to improve accounting and auditing practice in the Philippines were discussed and agreed by the group of national stakeholders. Ito na, pumasok na si stakeholders. At the conclusion of accounting and auditing review, exercise conducted last May to June 2001. So, nandito na tayo dyan. So, under the Joint World Bank or IMF reports in observance of standards, codes, ROEC initiative. So again, established in 1929, the PICPA or the Philippine Institute of Certified Public Accountant is one of the oldest professional accountancy bodies in Asia or in the Philippines. So the passage, yung kanina nabanggit ko, 1923 led by the Board of Accountancy. So, but before the development of accounting standards, each company developed and used their own approach to prepare financial reporting. So, in 1930s, the following stock market crash, yung kanina na-mention kanina, yung American Institute of Accountants, yung New York Stock Exchange, no, form na committee ng accounting procedure, yung CAP, yung kanina, yung Committee on Accounting Procedure, yung CAP, which is recommended yung 5 broad principles of accounting. So, yun po ang history of accounting sa atin sa Pilipinas nga kumukuha tayo ng idea doon sa Amerika. So, the next slides will be other slides also for the history of the accounting. So, this one is to improve accounting practices. The Institute membership introduced an additional principle. So, making 6 in total. So, progressively, the Institute enacted the Securities Act of 1933. So, the SEC or Security Exchange Act 1934, which saw the creation of the Securities Exchange Commission SEC. The SEC was charged with reviewing periodic filings and companies to ensure they adhered to its requirements. So, meron silang tinatawag na dyan mga updated, kumbaga mga amended na. So, especially for disclosure, adherence to proper comparability. So, the SEC was charged by reviewing periodic filings on companies to ensure they adhered to requirements, especially for foreclosed disclosure, adherence to proper accounting comparability. So, next is the accounting standard exists the manner economic events are recorded and reported. So, they are also valuable to external stakeholders such as shareholders, banks, regulatory institutions to ensure that relevant information is reported accurately. So the technical convention provide the boundaries between the measure of financial reporting as well as facilitate transparency and accountability. So, linaw siya, no? Sa explanation natin ngayon. So, right? So, we are done discussing the story of accounting standards. So now, balikan na po natin ang accounting standard setting bodies ko yung na-mention kanina, no? yung previous slide natin. But before, let's define first what is the minimum standard setting organization so that you will have the idea what is an accounting standard setting bodies. And mostly under usual responsibility yung mga function nila. So, what is yung standard setting organization? So, when we say standard setting organization, no, refers to an organization whose primary activities are to develop or coordinate, promulgate, or revise, amend, reissue, interpret, or produce technically standards that are intended to address the needs of a group of affected adapters. So, as I mentioned before, yung mga amended, sila yung gumagawa, no? Yung reissue, yung nag-interpret doon sa So, when we say standard setting, again, yung kanina, so basically, standard setting organization is a group of people. So it is a group of people composed of experts. So hindi na to basta-basta. Ano na to sila, mga expert na sila sa gumagawa ng mga amended, yung mga gagawa ng mga revise, ng mga documents natin for the RMC or kaya mga tawag na EOB, Executive Order, kung ano pa yung klase pang SEC na yan, ng mga orders nila. So sila yung gumagawa ng mga standard or in Tagalog, mga pamantayan. So, siya ang ginagamit upang magkaroon ng isang business na iba't ibang organization with the same field or in doing or performing the certain things. So, in fact, standard setting organization aid in the consistency and understandability of the various information. So, supplied by the group organization that utilize the same standard that this standard setting organization has developed. So, hindi lamang sila gumagawa ng mga standard. Sila rin yung mga nag-a-update nito upang matugunan kung ano ang mga conflict of issue. When we say conflict issue is kasi gumagawa sila ng mga ano ngayon, mga executive ngayon, pero hindi kasi in the first time na makita kagad na meron palang mali doon. So, for the following years, so for the following ano nila admin na tinitingnan nila, ay meron parang kailangan baguhin yung yung memo. So, ito yung tinatawag nila na yung conflict issue or problema na mayroong mga organization na gumagamit nito. So, tawag daw, inaamin nila, nire-issue, nire-revise nila. So, with this standard, that standard setting organization produce affected adapters, and even those related to these adapters have common understanding on preparation of things. So, criteria, processes, or methods na ginagawa or ginagamit nila. So standard setting organization provide maintain hundreds of thousands or standards applicable to wide basis of users. So outside the standard developing organization. In accounting, we have this standard setting organization, and we call them as accounting standard setting bodies. So ito na yon, si accounting standard setting bodies. Medyo malaki-laki to si accounting standard setting bodies, no? So hopefully meron kayong matutunan sa ano ko ngayon, i-explain ko ngayon. So, refer to national or international organization that they have been delegate responsibility for setting general accepted accounting principles by statute in country or jurisdiction. So accounting standard setting bodies refer to the national or international organization. So consisting of experienced accountants, no? So yung mga auditors and academians. So kumbaga, mga expert din sila. So that had been delegated responsibility for setting generally accepted accounting principle or GAAP. Iba yung US GAAP ha, kasi US yun. So this one is GAAP in the Philippines yan. So by statute in a country or jurisdiction. So in simpler terms, accounting standard setting bodies as stated also in the preceding slides are standard setting bodies or organization that develop standards. So ganun lang po kasimple, no? Accounting standard setting bodies develop standard used by business and companies. So kasi yung pinagbabasihan nila talaga yung mga business talaga all over the world to recognize various business transactions so that anyone interested in the financial information provided by them may readily comprehend and interpret those information. So kung mapapansin nyo po sa slides na sinasabi na accounting standard setting bodies ay tumutukoy sa national or international. Yes, dahil yung accounting standard setting bodies kasi or organized for every country. are considered national organization. Tama yun, no? So, ang yung mga accounting standard setting bodies also to which the various accounting standard setting bodies of each country have adopted their accounting standards are considered international organization. So, katulad sa atin, mayroon tayong sarili nating national accounting standard setting body dito sa Pilipinas na siyang nag-establish ng mga accounting standards na pinapalo ng mga business na company. Oo. So, tama talaga siya. So, sa SEC, sa one example, the SEC. So, meron tayong pinapalo sa kanila, yung pagre-required ng mga FS or accredited FS, yung sa BIR also. So, ano yung mga standards na ginagawa ng ating accounting standard setting body? So, these are the based or adopted or accounting standards set by international accounting standard setting bodies. So, the United States Generally Accepted Accounting Principles or the US GAAP, an International Financial Reporting Standard or IFRS, for instance, ay ang mga financial reporting accounting standards na dinidevelop o ginawa ng mga dalawang magkakaibang international accounting standard setting bodies. So diyan sa mga standards na yan, inadapt yung binis mga accounting o financial reporting standards. So ginawa ng mga accounting standard setting body natin din dito sa Pilipinas. So again, standard setting bodies are professional organization which produce technical standards for financial reporting. Pero layunin ng mga organisasyon na ito ay gawing consistent nila at malinaw ang ating sinusundang pamantayan. So which is consistent, no? Yung pinapalo natin sa kanila. Kung ano yung memo nila. So patatagin at improve pa ang ating financial reporting internationally. So the next slide is the diagram of accounting standard setting bodies. So marami kasi mga standard sa ibang bansa pero dalawa muna yung tatakol natin yun, yung dalawang major organization, no, ang ating i-discuss ngayon. So maraming naka-adapt sa kanilang accounting standard at sila ang mga pinaka-popular na mga organization. So ito yung FASB or called Financial Accounting Standard Board and IESB, the International Accounting Standard Board. So take note that the two key accounting standard setting bodies organized internationally who developed these two previously mentioned financial reporting standards are the Financial Accounting Board or the FASB. So, and the International Accounting Standard Board or the IESB. Ang FASB ang nag-establish ng GAAP sa US which is known as the US GAAP. Oh, so yung FASB pala ito yung nag-establish sa ano sa US GAAP sa US. So ito yung ginagamit ng financial reporting standard sa US while ang IESB or International Accounting Standard Board ay ang established ng IFRS outside the US. So ito yung ginagamit sa atin, IFRS. So tayo dito sa Pilipinas, yung inadapt natin yung International Accounting or Financial Reporting Standards ay ang IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standards. So other nation also approximately 120 nation use this IFRS. So we are not one who using this IFRS. So marami pa lang gumagamit, no, kasi globally na siya. Kaya ito naging global standard. So in accounting, you will always encounter these terms GAAP and IFRS, but always remember to apply the standard set by the IASB. So which is the IFRS since this is the standard that our country has adopted. So also remember that US GAAP, which is the standard used in US, are rule-based standards while the IFRS, which is we adopted the principle-based approach standards. So the principle-based approach, such as the IFRS, states that companies' principal financial statements both must be understandable, readable, comparable, and relevant to current business transaction. So on the other hand, rules-based accounting such as US GAAP involves in list of detailed rules that companies under accountants must follow when preparing FS or financial statements. So the reason why most of the countries prefer to use their principle-based approach or this IFRS is that business and companies will have greater flexibility, especially when choosing what particular method or principle to use or apply in their transaction. Unlike the rules or US GAAP, meron talagang pinaplano na rules or pinapalo the rules on what each business and company should only apply. So, tama yun, no? Kasi iba-iba yung ano niya, application niya. So, strict yung US GAAP. Oo, strict talaga sila kasi US yun, di ba? Nasa ibang bansa yun eh. So, and they require requirements and their accountants adhere only to set rules when they compile their FS. So, meron siyang, kumbaga, detailed rules na kailangan i-follow when preparing FS or financial statement. So, para sa akin, mas advantage ang gamitin ng IFRS. Oh. So, kaya nga ito yung ginagamit sa atin, di ba? So, since it's better to adjust the accounting principles to the transactions of the business or companies rather than I adjust on the business, I adjust, no, on business transaction to accounting rules. So that is accounting standard setting body. So hopefully, meron kayong natutunan doon. So this slide is what is the difference between the FASB versus the US GAAP accounting standard. So basically, the FASB is an independent non-profit organization responsible for establishing the accounting financial reporting standard for companies and non-profit organization in the United States. Oo, kasi doon to galing, di ba? So the following generally accepted accounting principles are GAAP. So generally accepted accounting principles, GAAP, or the US GAAP are collection of commonly followed accounting rules. So meron silang pinapalo on financial reporting. So while the difference of IASB versus IFRS is the IAS and IFRS are the same International Accounting Standard Committee issued or replaced in IAC in 2001. So refers to the new number series of pronouncement that is issuing and distinct from the International Accounting Standard or the IAS series issued by the predecessors. So the IAS and the IFRS are the same, no? So the difference between them is that IAS represent all the accounting standards. So kung kasi medyo mas nauna kasi si ano eh si IASB, di ba? Or IAS. So pero si ano si IAS represent all accounting standard pero for IAS 17 list while the IFRS represent the new accounting standard for the IFRS 16 list. So ito yung mga ano nila terms nila, no? Makikita yan sa ano sa SEC na yan. So next slide is the international accounting standards. So international accounting standards, no? So unahin muna natin discuss yung international accounting standard kung saan dito nagsimula nabuo yung accounting standards. So let's try to know bakit kailangan ng international accounting standard. So pag sinabi kasi ng accounting standard, dati pa pwede natin sabihin na ito ay pang-entity lang or pang-company. But why is it there is a need for us to really have international accounting standards? So you might have heard already that kanina no nabanggit natin kayo ng international accounting standard or the IAS or the IFRS. Bakit tayo puro may mga ganun? So, okay, let's try to understand this one, no? So the need for international accounting standards. So accounting reports is lack comparability. So if we do not use standards pala, di ba, not necessary accounting standards. Pero pag sinabi natin standards, alam na kaagad natin. Na it is the basis that pag hindi natin sinusunod ang standards, of course, you do not compare one apple to another orange. So in this particular international accounting standard, it helps business to reports that will help the user to compare one business to another business. Or even when we talk about the comparability, as we have discussed earlier dahil sa definition na accounting standard. So I repeat, we could not compare if we don't have the basis or the consistent basis. So another word would be accounting report will significantly lose credibility of if a company reports different profit numbers in different countries for given transactions. So we have so many countries here in the world in which we try to compare one entity to another entity. From one country's business to another business. It does not give up as a particular comparison and credibility on which we may decide from lack of credible information. So that's why there is an accounting standard that will that help us to be consistent or consistency. So as I mentioned din before, yung previous slide natin, dapat yung report natin is consistent. So ito na lumabas na siya, no? The need of international accounting standard, dapat consistent siya. So far, as to compare and not lose credibility for reporting, kasi sabi dito, not to report different profit numbers in different countries at given transaction. So ayaw natin na the same transaction. And then no one country ganito ang nangyari sa kanya. Then another country would do it. So other way, as we know, so ang hirap din mag-compare. Ang hirap sabihin, we are standardized as a whole. So to bring consistency in accounting world, so nag-introduce po sa atin ang accounting standards. So na-introduce pala sa atin yung accounting standards. No? So ayan, dapat kaya mo. So yan dapat, no? Kagaya mo rin na consistent ka sa boyfriend o sa GF mo. Okay? Love na naman. Okay, so that's the reason why we have international accounting standards. And most of the country actually are already using international accounting standards. Oh, that all talaga kasi kung walang standard yung business mo, mahirapan ka. So they are adapting except for those countries on which they have their own, let's say, GAAP or general accepted accounting principles. But somehow it is already inclined with the international accounting standards. Meron lang talagang some certain portion na iba sila kung mag-report sometimes in a US GAAP o kasi hindi naman lahat kasi pareho yung reporting natin, no? Kasi mag-iba, halimbawa sa US GAAP, iba yung ano niya, yung klaseng reporting niya. So I'm sure narinig niyo naman na siguro noon the basic accounting pa natin, 'di ba, US GAAP. So meron din mga Canadian GAAP at saka Australian GAAP. But most of them in line sa IAS or International Accounting Standard. But some may debate and the reason because it could be only a transaction with. So yun po, no, the need for international accounting standards, so being a consistency. So the next slides will be the International Accounting Standards Committee or the IAAC. So next, let's start already knowing how to accounting standards were being developed. So ito yun, no? So it's an independent private sector body aiming to achieve uniformity in accounting principle which used by business organization for financial reporting around the world. So the following international bodies publicly towards adoption of single set of global accounting standards. So number one is the World Bank. Number two is the International Monetary Fund. Number three is the IOSCO or International Organization of Securities Commissions. Organization for Economic Cooperation or Development. Yeah, it is formed in 1973 to develop global accounting standards. So ito pala, no? Through agreement among the professional accounting bodies from Australia, yung kanina nabanggit ko kanina, yung Australia GAAP, Canada, France, Germany, Japan, Mexico, Netherlands, UK, Ireland, especially the US, headquartered in London, UK. So the IAC issued 41 international accounting standards. So meron pala siyang issuehan, no? So basically, already knowing this accounting, no? So most international countries have organizations that are responsible for making accounting standards. So internationally, because of the urge of the various organizations such as World Bank, yung kanina, number one, International Monetary Fund, the IASCO, then also the Organization of Economic Cooperation Development. So they urge the government body to create, yung kaya nabanggit ko kanina, to create standardized reporting policy. That's why the 1973, yung IAAC or the International Accounting Standard Committee was being formed to develop global standard. So it started all when this purpose is to have a consistency way to report. So and that will be in 1973. Okay. Medyo matagal-tagal na pala siya, no? Hindi pa tayo ano ito, tawag doon, na-burn. So when they have started to have the International Accounting Standards Committee or IAC, this IAC actually issued around 41 yung kanina, yung last na portion na na-read ko kanina, no? International Accounting Standards. So during our intermediate accounting, if you still recall, yung sa college day natin, yung nag-aaral pa tayo, mostly yung mga accountant ngayon, yung mga participants, there was the numbers, no, or coding, no? Still we could encounter the IAS number 7 for the cash, and for the other cash equivalent also have the IAS number 2. So in the discussion of inventories, IAS number 41, agriculture and IAS number 16 is property, plant, and equipment. So, and the other part of the initially 41 International Accounting Standard Form. So medyo marami-rami siya, pero ito lang yung kinuha ko kasi ito yung mas sa topic natin ngayon. So, yung niyan, yung continuation niya is yung ISB niya is an accounting body that replaced International Accounting Standards Committee in 2001, yung kanina. So published standards in series of pronouncement called IFRS, yung June to May, May to June 2001, January 2001 ba yun? Tapos yung procedure includes correct order research discussion, HIPAA exposure draft accounting standards. So the main objective is to develop a simple set of high quality, understandable, and enforceable global accounting standard. So to help participants in the world's capital markets and users to make economic decisions. So lastly, it's arrived, revised, and the IAS and issued to new standard of its own called the IFRS. So as I mentioned before, in 1973, the creation of IAS in 2001, the IASC was already been replaced and renamed. So main objective is to develop a single set of standard high quality, understandable, enforceable global accounting to help the world's capital markets and other users in make economic decision. So again, continuing the goal of IAC, the IASB was created to continue the legacy of creating accounting standards that would help all of the countries around the world to prepare the financial statement in consistent manner. So consistent manner siya, no? And it has revised yung mga IAS. So technically, nag-adapt ng forward ng ginawa ng IASC. So pero once na nag-create ng ito, the IASB, they are already known as the IFRS. So meron talaga silang mga pagbago-bago, no, mga amended, no, ginagawang mga niyon na yan. So kaya sa panahon ngayon, napansin niyo na we have two different name of accounting standard, yung IAS, yung International Accounting Standard, at saka yung IFRS, yung International Financial Report Standard. So because yung mga IAS na mga standards, even though they are continuously revised, they are already referring to those standards created by the committee sa unang panahon, yung 1973 up to 2000. So kahit nag-revise na siya, yung mga nandoon, yung rules and regulation, inadapt pa rin siya. Pero meron lang in-update. So while the IFRS was being made from 2001, moving forward up to now by the IASB. So the IASB has no authority to require compliance with accounting standards. So the IASB also structures the following main features. The IASC Foundation is an independent organization, have two main bodies. These are the trustees and the IASB, the Standard Advisory Council, and the International Financial Reporting Integration Committee, or the IFRIC. So I will discuss this now. However, I will discuss this slide now. So however, this IASB have no authority to report or to require compliance with its accounting standard. So wala po talaga siyang authority. It is just creating the accounting standard, but it could do not enforce any country or any governing body or any business to use the accounting standard. So wala pala siyang authority, no? So however, through the help those organization kanina nabanggit na IASCO, the World Bank and the IMF differs or sila yung nagpo-post na gumagamit ng mga different entities nitong mga standards. So halimbawa sa World Bank, if the particular companies does not comply with the standardized financial statement or hindi po gumagamit ng accounting standards na nagpe-prepare ng international governing body, so they might be not grant the loans. So dapat talaga standards yung ginagamit talaga. Or even di ba sa ating Securities and Commission, the SEC, most of the financial reports should be in the accordance with the accounting standards, di ba? Kasi kung nagsa-submit ka, hindi tatanggapin yun. Kasi may bago na or halimbawa nag-submit ka ngayon tapos hindi mo alam meron pala sa executive order na bago. So, kailangan mo din comply yun. Oh, so dapat kung ano yung standard nila ginagamit yun ang gagamitin din natin. So they are pushing the preparation through the use of financial reporting standards. But not necessarily na si IASB yung gumagawa noon. So, it's the governing bodies na in line with the World Bank or even in the International Organization of Securities Commission. So, to enforce the use of financial accounting standard. So the IASB has the structure on which we have yung tinatawag na IASC Foundation. Nandiyan, no? IASC Foundation. Later, we'll be commissioning the IAC Foundation pero pinalitan na po yung name niya kasi later babanggitin natin yung independent organization having two bodies, yung mga trustees, no? Yung kanina, yung trustees sa IASB and the Standard Council of the IFRIC, no? So also, katuwang ng last trustees ng IASB, yung Standard Advisory Council, nabanggit ko detail kanina, yung IFRIC, no? International Financial Reporting Interpretation Committee o yung tinatawag din natin IFRIC. So, we are not only having International Accounting Standards Board who will give us a single set of high quality accounting standard, but it has also some organization under the IASC condition to help in generating a good and high quality, understandable, and enforceable global accounting standards. So, kanina, in IASB members were being appointed by trustee, di ba kanina nabanggit no, yung condition. So, the members of the boards appointed trustees for the term for the 5 years or renewable ones. So the International Accounting Standard Board or the board shall normally comprise 14 members. So up to 3 members may be part-time. May mga part-time pala. So the expression part-time meaning that the members considered commit for their time to paid employment by the IFRS condition and shall be meet appropriate guidelines of independence established by the trustee. So this one is yung IASB, the members are being appointed by the trustees. Yung kanina nga nabanggit ko nila sa condition, we have the trustees and the trustees appoints a member of the board. So and once appointed in the IASB, they will have 5 years term yung dyan. So 5 years term which is renewable one. So ano ibig sabihin noon? So maximum one member will have ilang years? Of course, 10 years. Kasi 5 years for the first term. Tapos renewable once lang man siya. So 5 plus 5 was 10. So then the IASB is comprised as well as of 14 members. O ganun. And this 14 members may be consist up to 3 members. Kumbaga, meron siyang downline which are considered as a part-timers. So pag part-timers, it refers to those members that are committed of their time employing the IFRS. So papunta pala sa IFRS. But technically, they are the one working for it a part-time. Pag sinabi mo kasi yung kanina na-mention ko na yung part-time, they will be devoted in preparing the accounting standards for helping the IASB. So, mga ano pala to, mga devoted pala to mga tao na to. Kasi mga expert din kasi sila in the condition to generate accounting standards. So, may mga part-timers din pala. So, we have up to 3 part-timers. So, these 14 members at the board will meet in order to create guidelines and dependence that will be helping in creating the accounting standards. So that's it, no? The International Accounting Standard Board, no, or the IASB history. So now dadako naman tayo sa ano. So what is the role of Accounting Standards Board? So, ano ba talaga ang role niya? So basically, the IASB has overall responsibility for all the technical matters. So siya pa lang yung nag-overview, no? So which include the preparation of issuing the IFRS. So kumbaga, yan yung nag-overview yung mga pamantayan dito sa sa IFRS. Preparation and issuance of exposure drafts, setting up procedures for reviewing comments received on documents that had been published for comment and showing basis of conclusion. So I will explain this, no? Hopefully makukuha natin yung yung minute to. So this should complete the responsibility of all the board technical matters. So they will be the one to prepare the issue. Yung kanina nabanggit ko, the International Financial Reporting Standards under the IFRIC. Kasi it's work of interpretation committee. So yung pagbuo ng standard, pag-issue noon ng ISB, ay also the exposure draft. So mamaya mabanggit natin yan sa part of the process of creating the standard, one step or stage for the preparation of exposure drafts, which is actually somehow use getting opinions from the public and also the part of the board is approved by the EPREC, the interpretation. So developed by the interpretation of committee. So may mga committee din sila talaga. So there is a separate body for the interpretation, but the board of ISB is the one who approve the issues of interpretation. So ISB din. So aside from that, they are the one published the exposure drafts of all the projects which are used for commentary. So pag sinabi mong exposure drafts or even drafts lang, di ba meaning hindi pa siya final? So bakit hindi pa siya final? Because it is for the purpose of commenting. Kasi they are also generating a part of the process na dapat makomentuhan yung various stakeholders natin so that it could be improved before may release sa public as final. So aside from that there will be exceptional circumstances. And formally requesting prior approval from 75% of the trustees reduced but not dispensed to the period of public comment or comment of exposure drafts that is described as minimum in the IFRS condition. Why? Due process of handbook. So, ganun pa rin, no, it's part of the process na ma-public comment siya. So, by the way, pwede niyo ma-download ito pala, no, sa internet. Makikita natin doon sa IFRS condition, due process handbook. It's around 80 pages. But anyway, we'll not discuss it here, no, kasi medyo mataas yan. So, we are just focusing on something standard. So these are the structures of IASB, no? So the International Accounting Standards Committee condition which is consists of 9 trustees. So ayan po na makita natin yung International Accounting Standard Board also there's a board 14 board members. I think we already mentioned this one from previous slide report. So the International Financial Reporting Interpretation Committee or the EPREC is the 12 Director of Technical Activities of Technical Staff, Director of Operations and Non-Technical Staff, the Standard Advisory Council, or the Advisory Committee. So, next slide is the IAS condition or the IFRS condition. So, we will discuss that one. No? So, there are 22 trustees. Changes adopted IAC condition as of July 1, 2005. So, trustees shall normally be appointed for 3 years. Renewable one. So, kayo na, yung na-mention natin noon kayo na sa isa, 5. So, ngayon, 3 siya. So, kumbaga 6 years. So, the trustees appoint member of ISB, the Standard Interpretation Committee, or the EPREC, the Standard Advisory Council. So, the FRS Foundation is the new name approved in January 2010 of the IAC Foundation. So, the name change formally took effective in July 1, 2010. So, another slide was the IFRS Interpretation Committee, yung sa EPREC kanina, no? Formerly called the EPREC. So, formerly called EPREC or the International Financial Reporting Interpretation Committee or the EPREC. So, it shall comprise of 14 votings member appointed by the trustees of renewable terms for 3 years. Kaya pa pala sila mga terms, no? Hindi pa lang sa politika may terms, pati din dito. So, the interpretation committee shall meet as when required and 10 voting members present in person per by telecommunication shall constitute a quorum. So kailangan may quorum talaga siya. 1 or 2 board members shall be designated by the board and shall attend meetings. And non-voting observers, others members of the board may attend and speak at the meeting. So kailangan may participation. Next slide is this one is approval of draft of final EPREC that requires the more for voting members to vote against the draft of final interpretation. The next slide is the IFRS Advisory Council. So formerly called the Standard Advisory Council, yung kanina yung draft na nakita natin. So iba naman sila. So members shall be appointed by the trustees. Ito yun. So the Advisory Council shall comprise 30 or more members have a diversity of geographical professional backgrounds appointed for renewable terms of the so kailangan mga professional sila, mga ang mga tao nito, kumbaga expert din. So the next slide will be the two major international organization. So the number one is the Financial Accounting Board or the FSB or the US GAAP. Yung number two is the International Accounting Standard or the IASB or the IFRS yung ginagamit natin sa Philippines. So number one is the FSB na ibig sabihin ay Financial Accounting Standard Board. It follows the US GAAP reporting. But we will not focus on this topic, no, because we will topic on accounting standard. So number two yung ano natin. So this one is the IASB or the International Accounting Standard Board na natatag ng IFRS sa kasalukuyan. So what are the examples of standard setting bodies in the Philippines? So ito yung mga examples natin, no, sa mga standard setting bodies of the Philippines. So ito yung ASC, the FRC, the PIC, the Philippine Profession Committee, the IASB, the IAC, the PRC, the Professional Regulation Commission, which is already heard this one, the ACPAP, the Association of CPAs in Public Practice, the COA, the Commission on Audit, the IEC, the BUA or the Professional Regulatory Board of Accountancy, the ETC, the Education Technical Council, the PICPA, no? So the ACPI, the QRC, the SAC, the Securities Exchange and Commission, BSP, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, the BIR, Bureau of Internal Review, the ASPC, the EC and ED, the MF, the Ministry of Finance, the NAWBOM, National Accounting Office, the Board of Managers, CHED, we know this already, CHED, Commission on Higher Education, the CPIC. So that was the example of accounting cities of the Philippines, no? Iyon ang mga examples ng ano natin, standard setting bodies in the Philippines. So the next slide will be the Accounting Standard Council, no? So this one is created by the Philippine Institute of Certified Public Accountants or the PICPA. So last 1981 to establish CAP in the Philippines. So the Accounting Standard Council defines accounting as service activity. Its functions to provide quantitative information, primarily financial nature, about economic entities that is intended to be useful in making economic decision. So yan po si Accounting Standard Council o AAC. So dumako naman tayo sa Pilipinas, siyempre meron tayong tatlong setting interpretations, no? Na nagrekomenda ng pamantayan o panuntunan ng pagkahulugan sa ating pamantayan ukol sa accounting financial reporting. Ito ay inuutos ng Under Accountancy Law ang implementing rules. Ang Accountancy Law as may kilala sa tawag na Republic Act 9298 o Philippine Accountancy Act of 2004. So these are the three, no? The number one is the Financial Reporting Accounting Standard Council, the FREC. Number two is Auditing Assurance Standard Council, the EEC, the Philippine Interpretation Committee or the PIC. Pero mamaya lamang ipaliwanag natin sa isa yung kinatawan ng may ano diyan, yung interpretation. Kasi going back to the IFRS from IASB, gaya na nabanggit ko kanina, no, layunin ng mga sitting bodies na ito ay upang gabayan tayo sa paggawa. Okay? Ito kasi ano siya, continuation siya nito eh. Paggawa o pag-audit o pag-report ng financial statement o yung financial reporting natin upang gawing isang standard. No? So sana para malinaw at mas mahihambing sa lahat ng ibang bansa. So magkakaroon tayo dapat ng uniformity sa financial reporting around the world, no? So sa kasalukuyan ay ginagamit natin ng IFRS kasi higit na 120 nang nagamit ito sa ibang bansa sa Europa. Not even in the Philippines, around the world. Kung saan ito ay nanggaling, kasama din ang bansa sa Asia o Timog Amerika. So isa pang purpose to make international comparison as way as possible. So siyempre naman pag-iisang standard lang sinusunod natin, nakaka-smooth o nakapagaan o napakadali sa mga implement or maintindihan o ma-compare at mabilis nating ma-improve dahil lahat ng bansa ay nakikilahok sa isang standard lamang. So, pero ito yung layunin na ito ng isang standard lamang. So, susundin natin o pamantayan ay hindi nagiging successful. Totally because the America ay gumagamit pa rin ng kasukoy ng US GAAP. So, iba talaga si Amerika, no? So, kasi yung GAAP ay Kasi yung GAAP ang kanilang ginagamit, yung SGAAP ang accounting standard. So, synchronizing ang dapat yung across the globe, ongoing process ng international accounting community. So, yun po 'no, dapat ano talaga si US 'no. So, okey na po natin tatlong Philippine Standard Setting Bodies adaptation. So, balikan na natin 'to 'no. So, number one is yung kanina is the financial reporting financial reporting standard of Council of PRC. So, these are the related 'no. So, created by the PRC to establish the gap, to assess carrying the powers of function, consists of chairman, members, appointed PUA, and financial support. So, I will discuss this one. So, first, the Financial Reporting Council, the FRSC, ito na yung national standard setting bodies natin. Ginawa ito ng PRC, Professional Regulatory Commission, with the recommendation of BUA or the Board of Accountancy. So, ang pinaka-purpose nito ay establish ng GAAP. So, in the Philippines. At itong group na ito ay organization na ito ay consists of chairman, yung kanina nabanggit ko yung and members appointed by the BUA and financial support and principally received from the PICPA Foundation. So, ang PFRS is our version of the IFRS na may tuong minor modification ang PFRS. At ang Philippine Accounting Standard o PAS ay currently GAAP ng Pilipinas. So, yung GAAP ay vary from the country to country. Dahil sa kaibahan ng batas, katulad ng SGAAP, 'di ba? Presyo ng mga bilihin sa iba't ibang bansa, kultura, siyempre use of capital market, so political at ugnayang pang-ekonomiya with other countries. So kaya, nang in-adapt natin ang International Accounting Standards noon dahil sa US GAAP na ugnayan, 'di ba? So balikan na natin yung standard setting bodies sa Pilipinas. Bakit tayo arrive ngayon? Sinusundan ng currently. So, ang kauna-unahang pagkilala sa accounting profession sa Pilipinas noong 1923, the enactment of accountancy law. So, at noong 1929, the PIA or the Philippine Institute of Accountants natatag. Ang unang standard ay talagang binatayan sa US GAAP, yung kaya na-mention ko din 'no. So, noong 1997, may pagbabagong ginagawa yung pamantayan natin sa accounting standards. Ito na ay damdamin ng mga SEC members sa international organization. So, yung IOC, so yung SEC na Pilipinas ay miyembro ng IOEC or International Organizational of Securities Commission. So, meron tayong ugnayan from our Philippine SEC. So, noon sa IOEC sa Europa. Hilig pala tayo talaga kumukuha sa iba, no? So, yung involvement natin, international organization, ito ang nagiging isang paraan upang kupkupin natin dati tayo sa US GAAP. Siyempre, itong international organization na ito ay nandoon sa Europa na NACDA, in which member tayo sa may ugnayan tayo doon. So, ito yung mga resulta na adapt natin sa IAS. Noon, itaas pa ang kalidad ng worldwide sa pamantayan, yung international accounting standard. At siyempre, may ugnayan din tayo sa IOEC. Tayo pupunta sa standard na gamit doon sa IAS. So, parang connection lang sila, no? So, at also with the recommendation noong the World Bank and Asia Development Bank, nirekomenda nila na i-adapt na yung International Accounting Standard. So, doon tayo nag-umpisa noong 1977. So, makikita din natin dito sa slides, yung IAC natatag ng IAS. So, that time. So, from that Pilipinas naman, gumawa tayo ng EAC to PEC natin. From the IAS to PES naman ang tawag sa atin. So, at dumating naman sa punto nagpalit sila from IESC to IASB. So, ito ay isang major organization katulad ng banggit ko kanina, ito yung Europe nanggaling, no? Tinatag nila yung IFRS. So, sa atin naman dito sa Pilipinas, inadapt natin ang changes siyempre sa nagtatag ng FREC from AAC. At sa katumbas ng IFRS sa atin yun ang PFRS sa kasalukuyan. So, ito na yung Philippine Financial Reporting Standard or the PFRS. Or the past, the Philippine Accounting Standards. So these are the new set of generally accepted accounting principles of the Philippines to govern preparation of financial statements. So these are the pattern after the revised financial reporting, the IFRS or the IAS, International Accounting Standards, issued by the IASB, International Accounting Standard Board. So ibig sabihin yung past corresponds to the adopted of IAS, while the PFRS naman corresponded to the adopted IFRS. So sa pangalawa, the Auditing and Assurance Standard Council is the body authorized to establish promulgate GAAS in the Philippines. So to attain the uniformity of the local GAAS with the IASB pronouncement. Formerly Auditing Standard and Practice Council. So created by the PRC upon the recommendation of the BUA. So, and then to assist the BUA establish for promulgation of the standard of the Philippines. So kung meron tayong mga preparation sa user, doon sa interested parties, sa management, ng paggawa or in the preparation of financial statement at financial reporting, meron din tayong standard doon sa auditing ng mga in charge sa EESC. So this is the body authorized to establish the promulgate the GAAS in the Philippines. So yung GAAS, ito yung General Accepted Auditing Standards to attain uniformity of the local GAAS. So alam nito ng mga auditor, no? So local GAAS with the IASB pronouncement. So ito yung EEC is formerly Auditing Standards and Practice Council. Ito ang created by the PRC upon the recommendation of the Board of Accountancy or the BUA. So to assist the BUA in the establishment and promulgation of accounting standards in the Philippines. So dati yung ICPA, siya dating gumagawa ng GAAS sa atin sa Pilipinas. So the ASB ngayon ay AAC na. So ang council or the monitor ng standard ito sa GAAS. So, but before we proceed to slides number 3, i-discuss muna natin yung difference ng GAAP and the GAAS. So, what is the difference of GAAP and the GAAS? So, while the GAAP outlines the accounting standards the companies must follow. So, while the GAAS provides the auditing standards the auditor must follow. What does it mean? So, while GAAP is outlines the outstanding standard companies must follow, while the GAAS provides the accounting standard that auditors must follow. So the GAAP is preparers sa mga company. So ito yun, siya yun ang prepare sa mga company. While the GAAS is for the mga auditors, external auditors, accounting firms. So klaro siya, di ba? Between the GAAP and the GAAS. So sa panghuli, sa number 3, the Philippine Interpretation Committee or the PIC is created by the FRSC. So to assist the PFRC establishing and improving financial reporting standard in the Philippines. So to issue the implementation guidelines of PFRS. Lastly is provide authoritative guidance sa prepare interpretation of PFRS. So it means sa panghuli natin number 3 is ginagawa ng FRSC to assist them with the establishing and improving the financial reporting standards in the Philippines. And of course, to issue implementation guidance of PFRS. So yung mga nandoon sa PFRS na ginawa ng FRSC na in-adapt natin, so ito na yung sa PIC ang mag-interpret doon. So bibigyan natin kahulugan pagpaliwanag nila doon kung paano ito i-apply sa Pilipinas. So dating EAC na gumawa ng IC. Yung FREC naman ay PIC. So sa kanila. Okay? Alright. Hoping na meron kayong nakukuha o natutunan doon sa explanation ko. So siyempre, sa paggawa ng financial statement, mag-observe tayo doon sa batas ng GAAS na related din dito. So far, the successful of GAAP and GAAS in the Philippines, may mga key players tayo dito na sa mga 7. So ito yung mga nagsusumika para magkaroon tayo ng our own accounting standard dito sa Pilipinas. Actually, meron tong iba doon sa marami-rami ito, di ba? Pero ito yung example. So the Accounting Standard Council, the AEC, or next is the Financial Reporting Standard Council, the AFRS, FREC, the BUA, the Board of Accountancy, and the PICPA is the Philippine Institute of Certified Public Accountants. Number 5, Securities, Exchange and Commissions, Bangko ng Sentral ng Pilipinas, and lastly, the BIR, the Bureau of Internal Revenue. So I know we know already this one, no? Kung ano yung mga nila, yung mga function nila sa accounting standard setting bodies, but I will give you some definitions of the 7 standard body samples. So the AC, the Accounting Standard Council, is an organization created by PICPA. So yung PICPA talaga yung nauna, no? So 1991, formalized an accounting standard setting bodies function established by the GAAP o yung hindi US GAAPA, GAAP lang siya kasi nasa Pilipinas tayo. Generally accepted accounting principles in the Philippines. This is composed of nominees from BUA or Board of Accountancy, and SEC or the Security Exchange Commission or the BSP, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, and the Financial Executive Institute of the Philippines, the FINEX, and in the COA, Commission Audit, and the PICPA. So number 2 is the FREC, the Financial Reporting Standard Council. It replaces the AEC, Accounting Standard Council, in pursuit of IRR of Philippine Accountancy Act during 2004. This is a standard setting body created by the PRC. So yung PRC pala ang gumawa nito. Upon the recommendation of BUA. So connecting talaga sila, yung BUA, yung mga PRC, kumbaga sa atin sa Security Exchange Commissions to assist the BUA in carrying out the powers and function under Republic Act 9298, composed of 15 members, the chairman, who have been presently as senior accounting practitioner. So ito pala yung mga expert na ngayon at saka meron na mga experience, no? So ito yung consist, no? The BUA is one, the SECWA, the SEC is one, BSP. So ito yung mga mga breakdown. Number 3 is the BUA. Alam natin to kasi yung mga most of the natin ngayon, yung attendees is the accountant. So the BUA is the Professional Regulatory Board of Accountancy. It's the body authorized by law to promulgate rules and regulation affecting the practice of accountancy profession in the Philippines. So all licensed CPAs shall obtain and use the seal design prescribed by BUA. So tama yun siya, no? So number 4 is PICPA. So a portion according to the four geographic sectors, so Luzon, NCR, Mindanao, Visayas, renew accreditation certificate every 3 years. So every 3 years pala yung renewable. So number 5 is SEC, no? Alam din natin yun, kaya mostly we submit audited FS. Then also the articles for our incorporation sa ating company na nandolan. Kasi yung single prop is DTI lang yun, di ba? So the Securities Exchange Commission main efficient, transparent, and effective markets. So overseas involvement and operation of organization. So monitor securities companies, self-regulatory organization, stock market. SEC shall register any corporation organized for practice of public accountancy. So number 6 is BSP o money. So maganda tong topic kasi may money, BSP, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. But this is only the history, no? Kasi hindi to pera, di ba? So the BSP is established on July 3, 1993 in pursuant to the provision of Republic Act 7653. So ang daming mga provision doon sa natin. So New Central Bank of 1993 provides policy direction in areas of money banking, creditor, and credit operation of banks and business. So ito yung connection doon sa mga SEC, no? So number 7, yung last na example natin sa pang-7 is BIR. So alam po, daming allergy nito si BIR, no? Daming allergy natin kasi mayroon tayong mga LOE na natatanggap, saka meron tayong mga open cases. So the BIR, Bureau of Internal Revenue, is an attached agency of Department of Finance, assess and collect all national internal revenue taxes. So ito yung function nila, no? Fees and charges, enforce all the forfeitures, penalties, and fines connected therewith. So including execution of judgment in all the cases decided by Court of Tax of Appeal. So in short, sila yung magbibigay ng mga natin, yung mga charges, yung LOE natin, mga open cases kung hindi tayo nagko-comply. So dapat magko-comply tayo. So dapat yung natin din, yung accounting standard natin yung ginagamit din na sinasubmit natin sa kanila. So last, the next slide is the Philippine Reporting Standard Council, the PREC. So ito po yung nila, no, yung diagram, no, kasi nami-mention natin palagi kanina. So ito na yung diagram. So the IAC, the International Accounting Standard Council, is due to the IAS. So the International Accounting Standard Board, the ISB, is to the IFRS. Ito yung ginagamit natin. So Accounting Standard Council is the USGAAP or the PhilUPAS or Philippine Accounting Standard, while the Financial Reporting Standard Council, the PFRS, to the PFIS. So the next slide will be the International Financial Reporting Standard or the Yung kanina yung diagram explain natin. So the set of accounting standards na financial that can be consistent, transparent, and comparable around the world. So use at least 120 countries. So marami-rami talaga siya, no? As I mentioned in the previous slide, as of 2020, including those in the European, so EU, and many in the Asia, South America. So to make international comparison as easy possible. So by the synchronizing accounting standard across the global is an ongoing process in international accounting community. So globally na talaga yung accounting standard. So next is the PFRS, the new set of general accepted accounting principles GAAP used by ASC or the FRAC to govern the preparation of financial statements or the FS. So while the pattern after the revised the financial reporting standard, the IFRS and International Accounting Standard IAS issued by International Accounting Standard Board or the IASB. So I think that's all. Okay, hoping na meron kayong natutunan sa mga topic natin ngayon sa overview of the accounting standard. Okay guys, thank you so much for your listening and have a good day, and thank you and keep safe.